evening. If y'all will, please stand with me. I'm going to say the prayer, and please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance after that. Dear Lord, thank you for our many blessings that you have given us. Please be with us this afternoon to help us do your will. Please be with our local, state, and federal officials as we go through this difficult time, Lord, and please be with us. In your name we pray, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd also like the record to show that Commissioner Burdett is not here yet, but he is on the way. First on our items to do, our agenda approval, consideration of a resolution to approve the agenda. I think there are some changes that we need to make.
There are, Mr. Chair, under the planning board items, we received a request from the applicant for items number 1 and 2, that this item be tabled until the April 18th meeting.
August.
I'm sorry, August.
Okay.
Yes, taking us back. We don't want to
Okay.
go back. August 18th.
Okay.
And you're saying that we're going to play it, wait till we get there?
We can table it now, but we'll need to make mention of these both, Mr. Chairman, at planning board presentments. So the other is, what number is it, Commissioner Floyd?
Second.
It is 7 and 8.
And that's to be tabled until the 18th as well?
Right, until I have time to meet with our attorney.
Okay. So item number 1 and 2, item number 7 and 8, under planning board items will be tabled until August the 18th.
Okay. And then, I don't know if you're still going to mention this, but if we could move item 11 and 12, that's an item for District 3. Do we do that now or wait till later? Do it later.
We can do it during the presentations.
Okay, all right, never mind. So, with the said changes, we will be, it's recommended that we table item 1 and 2 to August 18th on our planning board agenda, and then also items 7 and 8, table those to August 18th as well.
Motion to approve.
All right, I have a motion by Commissioner Loper. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second by Commissioner Kiefer. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay, we have an agenda. Next item on our list, on our agenda, is the minutes. Consideration to approve the July 7th, 2020 regular commission meeting minutes. Does the board have any questions or comments that you would like to make on the minutes from July 7th? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve as written.
Second.
All right, have a motion by Commissioner Floyd and a second by Commissioner Loper. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay, motion carries. I'd just like to remind the public to please keep your comments to the agenda items only. And also, documents from this meeting are located in the clerk's office, and they are on the Board of Commissioners website. At this time, we have a special appearance on our agenda, Miss Annette Maddox. Miss Annette Maddox present? Okay, Miss Annette is not here, so we will continue on to the consent agenda. We have one item On the consent agenda, consideration to approve to renew the fire protection services agreement with the City of Guyton. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve as read.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Loper, second by Commissioner Floyd. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Consent agenda is approved. Moving on to item number 1 in new business. Consideration to approve a payment to the City of Lincoln for estimated residential units. Ms. Kristen.
Hi, Christy Carpenter, Finance Director. Staff is requesting approval to issue a refund to the City of Lincoln for $152,406. This is for ERU fees that were paid by Lincoln to the county after the Savannah contract had been satisfied. They will still owe the county $59,391.48, which they will pay as they issue their permits at $178 per ERU. And staff is recommending approval. I will note that they sent us a letter requesting a little bit more than that. They requested $159,980.38, but that included 4.86 ERUs that should have come in July and gone to Savannah as part of the final payment. So I didn't calculate those in.
Okay.
How did we overlook this since 2007? I mean, nobody caught that,
Oh, it hasn't been that long.
ma'am?
It hasn't been that long.
Well, that was when the agreement was made, I guess.
Right. But the payoff was just done, I think it was the end of fiscal year 18 or early fiscal year 19. And then we were seeking clarification on how to proceed with the payoff since they still owed the county some money.
Okay. I got that. But I wonder how 2007, like somebody would caught that for the now, but anyway.
Yeah, we haven't owed it since that long.
Okay.
It's just recently.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Does the board have any other questions for Ms. Carpenter? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion by Commissioner Loper to approve, second by Commissioner Floyd. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, before we go further, I do know there's at least one person on the call. If we can get a roll call of those on the call.
Okay. At this time, we'd like to do a roll call for the folks that are on the conference call line with us.
Kristen with EOM Operations.
Kristen, with you on? Okay. All right. Moving on to item number 2 for new business. Consideration to approve a contract for the Coastal Regional Commission Area Agency on Aging number 2021-08 for fiscal year 2021.
Yes, sir, this is the annual contract from the CRC. The total funding is $224,834, which should serve about 9,700 congregate meals and just over 12,000 home-delivered meals. The county match is $14,791, which is already in the fiscal year 21 budget, so staff recommends approval.
Do you have any questions for Ms. Carpenter? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve. Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Burdette and a second by Commissioner Kiefer. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. And obviously, since Commissioner Burdette just made a motion, just want the record to show that Commissioner Burdette is with us. Moving on to item number 3, new business. Consideration to approve an agreement with the Georgia Department of Transportation for inmate work detail for fiscal year 2021.
Good evening, Allison Bruton, Purchasing Tech. A new inmate agreement has been received from Georgia Department of Transportation for fiscal year 21. The terms in the agreement remain the same as previous years. GDOT reimburses the county approximately 85% of the cost of the correctional officer, and the county will contribute the remaining 15%. Staff recommends alternative 1.
Okay. Do we have any Questions for Ms. Bruton? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve as presented.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Kiefer, second by Commissioner Loper. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Okay, moving on to item number 4, new business. Consideration to approve an agreement with Stryker for technical service support for emergency medical services equipment. Ms. Bruton.
Yes, sir. So Effingham County EMS has a service agreement with Physio Control for the LifePak devices and a service agreement with Stryker for the Lucas and PowerCot devices. Stryker has purchased Physio Control and is now operating wholly under the Stryker brand. So Stryker has proposed a 3-year service agreement for all of the covered equipment and prorates pricing on the products to create an end date for ease of renewal in the future. So that's what this is. Staff recommends alternative 1.
Okay. Does the board have any questions or comments for Ms. Bruton? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve on number 1. Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Loper, second by Commissioner Burdette. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Moving on to item number 5, new business. Consideration to approve a contract with Vertiv Services for UPS battery replacement at the 911 center. Ms. Bruton.
Yes, sir. Vertiv has submitted a proposal to replace the UPS batteries at the Effingham Multi-Agency Call Center in the amount of $9,967.36. Vertiv Services is the sole source vendor for service of these UPS units. As the proposal has been reviewed and approved to form by the county attorney, staff recommends alternative 1.
Okay, does the board have any questions or comments for Ms. Bruton? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve alternative 1.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Floyd, second by Commissioner Kiefer. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item number 6, new business. Consideration to approve awarding a contract to McClendon Enterprises for the LMIG grant road work project. Mr. George.
Charlie George, County Engineer. As you're aware, we solicited bids for the LMIG 2020 that consisted of 5 road maintenance projects and 2 alternatives for restriping existing roads. We got 5 bids in. They were all very competitive from qualified contractors. McClendon Enterprises submitted a low, apparent, and qualified bid at $913,476.27. As you see in your packet, that is well below what our LMIG budget was. So I think it's a great bid, and we recommend approval of alternate 1, which is to recommend the contract to McClendon.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, just for you and the board's information, you have at your desk a copy of the revised contract. There was a couple of typo errors there, so have to do revised contract.
Do you need me to sign this?
Review this for
This week.
contract.
What happened was, when I submitted the contract, it was an older contract that had been used a couple weeks before and it had been revised, and we just didn't include that in the packet as the revised contract. It's basically just typo stuff, just clarifying it's not really anything changing legally.
Okay. Okay, does the board have any other questions or comments?
I'll say it's really good to see it saying this, and I appreciate the work.
Oh, we're going to spend it.
All right, do I,
Spend another place on this.
Exactly, that's the key.
all right, do I have a motion on this item?
Motion to approve alternative 1.
Second?
All right, I have a motion by Commissioner Floyd for approval, second by Commissioner Burdette. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. George. The last item, item number 7 on new business, is just a discussion item no action to be taken here, but this is for a discussion on proposed changes to the water and sewer rates. And Ms. Carter, will you read the report?
So we've been looking at the water and sewer rates as well as the reuse rates. And since 2012, the city of Savannah has increased the charges to us by 38%. And during that time, the last water change was in 2014 and sewer hasn't been updated since 2011. So that's 65 cents per 1,000 gallons that they've gone up on us. So we were looking at trying to take that and split it into thirds. And over the next 3 years, bring us back to where we were in 2012. So attached, you'll have some spreadsheets that show you the differences. And the reuse had been talked about at a flat rate, so we did that at $15. And then the increase in the rate would only be about $4.66 to the average residential house. And it would be roughly $60 to the average commercial. And that's averages, so of course higher or lower, depending on their usage.
Did that even us up with the 38% increases?
Over 3 years.
Over 3 years.
3 years. So take 3 years to basically catch that up, or 2 years to come in line?
3 years to come in line with it, and then they increase every year. So
And so
we would
maybe
need an
the fourth
ongoing.
year we catch up from the previous 3 years and then we're all caught up.
2020 until...
Do we anticipate staying caught up from that?
What's that?
Do we anticipate staying caught up once we get there?
That's what we would like to.
Or fall back and, I mean, I don't.
Absolutely, and I think that's one of the things I think we need to discuss possibly in the rate when we present this for a vote, is simply just making it a policy from there on that as rates go up on the wholesale side for us, we subsequently increase the rates on the retail side for us, so we don't have to make large jumps every 5 or 6 years to catch
Won't have
up.
to keep all the records either.
What's that?
I said you won't have to keep all the records.
That's right, and the other, and that's one of the reasons we're trying to do this. The other is we are trying to slowly get our water and sewer to be self-sustainable, because as of right now they're not. So, and I had a figure here, and I just over the last here it is. Over the last 8 or 9 years. We have the special tax district taxes that are on the bill. We've had to subsidize them to the tune of about $11 million. So the goal is to basically have water and sewer stand on their own if they can, or at least get closer. Because every dollar we free up here is $1 more in the special tax district, which can go towards things like parks and rec. And what else am I missing on that?
Fire, senior center.
Yeah, and those sort of items.
We've been providing water and sewer at a loss
Yes.
since 2012 and to the tune of $11 million.
Cumulative since 2012. And this won't get us to the break-even point, but we've got to start somewhere. And at least we can start by eliminating that. Those increases that we got from Savannah since 2012. 2012.
So we'll recapture any payment that will get us, at least from here forward.
That's right. And as we, and I just want to let you know, the ultimate goal is to have water rates pay to sustain the operations of water and sewer rates pay to sustain the operations of the system. And that way we can use things like the one-time fees, like the cost recovery fees, the tap fees, those sort of things, to put towards replacement and capital improvements to the system. But since even with all those one-time fees in there, we're still running at a loss. We're far away from there. But we can't take a bite of this all at once, so we'll slowly get there. And we may get there quicker as if we continue to grow at this speed, with those collection of those fees, but it's a step in the right direction.
Are we aiming to try to recapture some of the loss, or we're just trying to get to where we can run in a sustainable condition?
At this point, we're trying to get to a sustainable break-even.
And I would like to see that rather than put that on the backs of
Right.
the general public.
And one other thing is that, go ahead.
The money spent, in other words, was
Right.
moving forward, was trying to.
Exactly. And then the other $15, this is something that we discussed, because we essentially have three systems. We have our water system, we have our sewer system, then we have our reuse line system. Right now, we have about 200 reuse customers, so it's not a tremendous amount. But the thought is to try and collect revenue for the folks that are using that for irrigation at a limited cost, just to help maintain that system. Because we still have to maintain all those lines just as if it was a water line. That's not going to generate a tremendous amount of money, but it generates some money for our reuse. Because what is that? 200 is 30,000 a year. Am I thinking that right?
3,000 a month, 36.
36,000 a year. So that's about $36,000 a year. That $15 charge doesn't affect a lot of people, only affects
So
200.
it's a flat charge. They're
It's a
not-
flat charge. They can use as much of that reuse as they want.
But then on the other hand, if they wasn't using that, we'd have to get a place to put it, so.
That's right.
So what you gonna do about that, I mean, it's saving us money by them taking the money, taking the water.
True.
Well, we don't have to pay to get rid of it if they don't use it.
That's true. But since it's a flat fee regardless,
Whole lot cheaper than irrigation.
the hope is that,
It encourages them.
that's going to encourage them to get their money's worth and start watering the lawns more often. But since we don't have a lot of reuse customers, it doesn't affect the bottom line that much. So there's certainly some flexibility on that item. But your average person who doesn't have a reuse resident is really talking about $4 a month. So with this, we will present, we wanted to put it out there for discussion first, and then we will present it to you all in August.
What's the average rate of increase per year from Savannah? Is it a steady number? Anybody know what? Is it like 5% every year?
Let's see.
Is there any justification for their increase?
I would have to calculate it. It doesn't go up very much, but it goes up every year, so.
And then,
I mean,
and then it
65
goes, yeah, it compounds. It goes up, that increase goes up on top of the last increase last year, so it comes out to a 40% increase over
The last
over 8 years.
8 years, yeah.
But that might only equate to about 5% a year.
Right.
Yeah. All the more reason to have our own water.
Yep.
There you go. We're working on it.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully.
That's right. So this was only for discussion, no vote. We just wanted to get your feedback on it. If you have any questions on it, just give myself or Christy a holler on it, and we'll re-present in 3 weeks.
Okay, all right, thank you all.
Thank you.
That will conclude the new business section of the agenda. Time is now 5:28. We don't have our planning board session until 6 p.m. So if staff wants to, we can go into staff reports. I'll call Mr. Callahan, our county manager. If you have anything to report.
Yeah, just an update on a few things that we're working on. We're looking at having a special meeting probably a week from today. That is just simply to wrap up the call for referendum for T-SPLOST. We've received both the intergovernmental agreements and the approved list of projects from Springfield and Guyton. With Rinkin, we received the approval of the list. They were supposed to have the IJ on their agenda for last night, but because of a COVID exposure in their building, they had to cancel their meeting. So I'm looking to probably, hopefully, see if I can get a teleconference meeting with them, obviously before the end of the week, to get that wrapped up. Beyond that, the fire agreement with Rankin, I'm putting that on the agenda. We think certainly with my communications with them, we think we've got that all wrapped up. We will put that on agenda in August. For a little tidbit of information we've actually got our report on our response rate from the census. It's certainly one of the highest in the state. And so we're going to start another push to get folks out to respond to that who haven't done it already. I think we had somewhere around a 60% response rate so far, and we'll just do a final push to get the rest of the way there. People sitting at home took the time to fill out their forms, which is good. That's all I
On the T-Splosh now, you sent out an email, I think, yesterday, about maybe holding out $500,000 on the expressway. I don't know, well, we need to get the expressway built before we start holding out money out of it.
Well,
We're gonna run out of money, not long as we've been doing it.
well, we kind of put an additional $500,000 towards the Effingham Parkway, because we removed the $1.6 million roundabout, and so I don't think that will affect our ability to pay for Effingham Parkway, and also keep in mind that we had to come up with somewhat generous projections on what the total amount of the T-Splosh penny would bring in. And so we don't imagine we're going to hit those numbers. And so we may not have a need to spend that $500,000. And it was kind of something that Rankin just wanted to see that was at least on our radar, even if we don't address it in the first T-Splosh. So we thought we'd just kind of put a line item in for the east-west border as well.
Well, that'd be good if we did have that much left over, but anyway.
Yeah. So we put aside, I think we put in there that $50 million is what we think we're going to collect over a 5-year period of time. That is, like I said, that's a little generous. But what we didn't want to do is we didn't want to predict under what we've actually collected, because then they'd have to cancel the tax before it got up for renewal.
Okay. Anything else?
That's all I got.
Okay. Ms. Johnson, County Clerk?
Just a couple things. Your monthly report for Effingham will be in your box. We're having copier difficulties right now, but it will be in your box. Also, if you recall, you presented a proclamation to Ms. Elizabeth Hersey for her years of service. Along with that proclamation, you agreed to plant a tree in her honor on the judicial complex property. Our facilities maintenance crew has obtained the tree. They have it in their possession. We just need to decide when you all would like to have that tree planted. If you're wanting to do some type of ceremony, or if you just want to specify a date for them to plant.
How about before we have a meeting or something like that?
Sounds good to me.
Will it survive right now? If we plant it.
Yes.
Wait in November before we do it.
Yes. I talked to Fred about it today, Will. So would you like to move forward with maybe 4 o'clock on August the 4th?
It's fine.
Is that okay with everybody? Commissioner Floyd?
Yes.
Need to get it planted, I guess. That's all I was doing.
Okay.
Good.
All right, that's all I have.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Johnson. Does any other staff members have anything they want to bring up? No? Okay. Commissioner Looper?
I don't have
Let's
anything.
go around the table. Commissioner Kiefer?
I don't have anything.
Commissioner Burnett?
I got a little something. Generally, last week I missed the meeting. I was here on the phone trying my best to attend. pretty big scare. I thought about being positive for COVID-19, and as everybody knows, I got a blood clot in my lung, so I had a pretty rough time. But long story short, with that, I'm clear of that, and I'm clear of the blood clots. Praise God, and all that. So much better. But you know, this is really important for all of us to be here and to be attentive to what we care about this county. We do what we do because we care about it, and I care about it too. And I just hope we'll take a look at some kind of video teleconferencing tools that we can use for when we can't be here for whatever reason, if we're sick, if we're on vacation even, and we're, you know, because this, I've seen Jamie dial in for vacation. There's just different things like that because we care about what we do. And I think it'd be super important for us to start looking at, you know, spending some money in that area, and people that can attend and want to attend, or even for the general public to want to tune in and see what we're doing. We need some kind of tool for that, and to be able to attend and do it in a good way at a very difficult time here. And it's lackluster at best, you know, the system that we have. It'd be nice to have something with some video and you can see what's going on and really have something a little bit interactive. I think we're long overdue for something like that.
We have an opportunity to use conflicts.
Yes, exactly. We pre-wired that ahead of time.
Yeah, we are planning that in the new facility to make sure that not just we can video everything for everyone to see, but also that for the folks who are coming in remotely, that they can easily hear and speak and, you know, kind of be controlled, even eventually to have them on video.
Yes, that would be outstanding.
I think that's the biggest complaint that I've gotten on this room, this sound system.
Yeah, people can't hear it in the back. You know, I can't imagine it gets any better over the phone. So.
Yeah, it's can't hear it. But, you know, video, I think there's so many good tools out there, and the technology is old enough now, we should have to something.
It's funny how times has changed. When I came on board in 2011, there was a push to have where you could watch the meeting, the public could watch the meeting remotely, and everybody thought you had to have it on TV, which means you had to fill time slots. But now with streaming, just so much has changed.
Yeah, they can interact very easily, especially for somebody who needed to be to contribute or to vote or whatever we need to do. Technology's there for sure.
That's a good point. You have anything else, Mr. Burkett? Okay, Mr. Floyd?
The only thing I walked in on the conversation a little bit before the meeting, talk about a discussion four-way courthouse in Midland, and the need for that, and what type of time frame, or what we would need to do to get started and move forward with that. I don't know what the plans are, if we've already put things in motion, or what.
It's not going to be a big budget effect on us, so I would imagine we can simply, I mean, in actuality, it's simply the stop signs, the rumble strips, and on both sides, and maybe a flashing light on both sides. So I can't imagine it, which would be solar powered anyway, so I can't imagine it being a material budget effect. But if it had, Charlie's working on it, I told him to go ahead and proceed. So I imagine we can do that fairly quickly.
And we'll also need to get that information out to the public.
That's right.
Press or somehow so those folks, you know, the people that travel those roads are aware.
Do we have to put a flashing sign, like, up so many days beforehand?
Yeah.
And that does remind me on another item, that effective on Saturday, McCall Road will be closed as they put railroad tracks across by the Blandford Elementary. We actually got them to push the schedule ahead because of the school start. And so we'll be providing the detour details on that on the website today.
Are we going to put anything out, I guess, other than just that?
We'll do a press release on it, and they're working on getting the digital signs for 21 and Blue Jays.
Okay, very good.
And Charlie wants to add something.
Just Charlie, George County Engineer, just to clarify, this will not be putting the rails in. This is the prep work because the rail grade is different than the road grade, so they're going to be doing the road work to build up to the rails. The rails will come in probably in October, and that'll be done over a weekend, like an overnight deal, so it won't be as big an impact. But the main goal is to close the road for through traffic. You know, the work will be done just north of the school, so the residents that live along McCall in that area can still get to their homes and their businesses, but we're going to put warning signs at Blue Jay and McCall and at 21 and McCall, so everybody will know that it's blocked off.
Very good. Commissioner Floyd, you guys, you're good? Okay. I don't have anything to add. Do we have a need for executive session? I think we did. Okay, no need for executive session. The time that I'm showing on my computer is 5:40. At this time, we will take a recess and we will come back and reconvene at 6 p.m. and we will start our planning board session. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jamie Deloach. I'm the Vice Chairman of the Board of Commissioners for Effingham County. I am presiding over the meeting this evening. Our Chairman, Mr. Wesley Corbett, has some family matters that he had to go out of town and attend to, so he is not with us this evening. Just want to remind everyone to please practice social distancing. If you're outside of your family, we ask that you please have distancing. Also, if you would like a mask, we have masks in the rear section of the room where you enter the room. So if you'd like a mask, there are some back there for you. Okay, I'm going to call this meeting to order now at this time. If you are here for items 1 and 2 for the Terramore development, or items 7 and 8, Deborah option. Those 2 items have been tabled to August 18th. I just wanted to make sure nobody was sitting here for that. Again, that's items 1 and 2. Items 7 and 8 have been tabled to August 18th. Also, recommending a change to move item 11 and 12, which is the item that the Ratchford firm will be presenting to our first presentation, to our first public hearing item for this rezoning request. Do I need a motion for that, or can this be noted?
It's just a note.
Okay. All right, so one last time. Item 1 and 2, 7 and 8 are tabled to August 18th, and we are going to start the planning board session with item number 11. The planning board recommends approving an application by the Ratchford firm as agent for TP2 LLC to rezone 3.67 acres located at 810 Sherwood Road from AR1 to B2, map number 221, parcel number 9 in the 3rd district. Ms. Teresa, you have anything for us on that?
There's a little history that you're probably aware of, but we researched the zoning files on this and found that going back to the 1997 when the warehouse was first constructed, the property was rezoned at that time or a little after that to industrial for a model plant, and then in 2007 it was brought back to AR1. There was a stipulation that it be recombined, the portion of the warehouse, and that I don't think happened. It doesn't seem to have happened. So now we're presented with another rezoning application to bring it back to industrial, or not industrial, sorry, B2. in order to allow for a shop, a wood shop to conduct business there. And staff has reviewed this and recommended approval with the conditions that are listed in the stipulations that are listed in the summary recommendation.
Okay. All right, this is a public hearing. I'm going to open the floor now, and Mr. Rashford, if you'd like to speak in favor of this, I know you do.
Thank you, Commissioner Loach, and thank you all for being here. Thanks to the staff for all their work with this. George and Diane have been wonderful working with them. What we are looking to do is to resolve a controversy that's been going on now for probably 8 months. First, I'd like to say thank you to the county for helping get some of the issues out on that road straightened out. The road's in much better shape thanks to the county's efforts to pull some ditches and get some other things straightened out. And we certainly do appreciate that and appreciate Mr. DeLoach's personal involvement with that, because I know you spent some time out there talking to people. But we appreciate that. A lot of the people who had called me initially about the rezoning have called back and stated that, you know, the road is much better. So thank the Lord for that. All that being said, what we looked for after the last meeting was something that was a little better in terms of the use and everything else without creating all the issues that rise out of an I-1 zoning. So we came back with the B2 under the understanding that the B2 will fit in within the categories under various parts of it. Ms. Shockley is here with me tonight. She can address those a little bit further than I can. But basically what we're asking is that the commissioners allow this use as under B2. It will allow the tenant to go ahead and move in and get everything going for his business and be in compliance so that he can get his business license. That's pretty much where we're at. I think that the commissioners probably remember, since this is the third time, most of the issues. It's just like Ms. Diane was saying. This has been there a very long period of time. It was a mix-up, and how that mix-up came about is not all that relevant. We're just trying to get it resolved now so that the building is usable. Without the zoning, there is really no reasonable use for the building. We would be into a situation where it would probably need to be torn down. Don't want to see that happen. It does generate a significant amount of tax income for the county. It had been generating that for a long period of time. It's not something, it was never incorporated into the whole piece. So the county has received the taxes through since the initial application back in 2010 or 9, one of those times. Without it being encompassed into the main farm tract, the taxes did not change and it stayed just like it was. So that's where we're at. We're just asking for y'all's approval of this so we can go forward. We've really tried to make a good faith effort to speak to everybody that was involved with it. A lot of the landowners in that area. There's still a few that, you know, we've not been able to talk to, but overall, I think that this is the best that we can bring forward to y'all in hopes of resolving this controversy. Thank y'all.
Okay. Is there anyone else that would like to speak in favor of this rezoning at this time?
Good evening, Lexi Shockley with the Ratchford firm. I believe that the information that you have been presented with addresses the primary concerns of all of the landowners and others that are in that area. As previously stated, I also have a property on that abuts to Sherwood Road that is partially zoned B2, so this is not a matter of spot zoning. I believe that the use for this, the proposed use for this building would fit into the B1 and B2, primarily the B2 zoning district, and I believe that the use of that building would be appropriate. We've addressed the traffic issues and the road issues, and I just, the board has already recommended, or staff has already recommended for this for approval, so we would just ask that this be approved this evening.
Good, thank you. Is there anyone else here that would like to speak in favor of this rezoning? Okay, seeing none,
Can you ask if there's anyone on the call that is interested in speaking?
is there anyone on the call-in line that is interested in speaking for this rezoning? Okay, hearing none, moving on. At this time, I will ask, is there anyone here that would like to speak against this rezoning request? And you can approach the podium this time.
Good evening. I'm Tina Hall. My family owns property at 815 Sherwood Road, as well as other locations around Sherwood and Louisville. I had copies of pictures, but my printer wouldn't work. I did email them to you guys, but I'm sure y'all didn't get them. So I'm going to start by reading this, that way I can keep up with myself. Quite a few months ago, we were informed that a business wanted to fill a large vacant building at 810 within the agriculture community of Egypt and rezone to industrial, which was denied. And now they're seeking to rezone to, I believe, B2 or B3 commercial. I myself, as well as many residents located in Egypt, not just those residing on Sherwood, are opposed to those rezoning for many reasons, including a number of safety concerns. I am asking you to deny this request to rezone the property at 810 Sherwood Road, Guyton, Georgia. First, we are concerned with rezoning the property for anything other than agriculture, which will not only affect our property, but the future of Egypt for our children. We are worried that if this property is allowed to rezone and a business is placed here, our homes will eventually be surrounded by many warehouses. Egypt, from a safety standpoint, is not designed for this kind of business. The property at 810 Sherwood is located on a dirt road. While it is a public dirt road that anyone can access, it is not always kept in the best condition. The road during dry conditions is often very sandy and has often landed many travelers in the ditches. When we have heavy downfalls or several days of rain, the roads have many areas of washout and are often covered by water. It is often not easy to navigate for those of us who have property and frequently utilize the road, much less those who are unaware of the road and the traveling conditions. Another safety concern of the road is it's often not wide enough to accommodate two vehicles when traveling in opposite directions, especially when these washouts occur. I did send y'all pictures of some of those washout areas. Let's see. And I noticed that Mr. Ratchford stated that some of the road had, been repaired. However, we've not had much rain in the last few weeks to know if that is going to work. We hope it does. We would be grateful for that. So let's see. And those pictures that y'all did receive in your email or after the water had rescinded. Of course, our next concern is for the safety of our children who travel this road. I myself now have an 18-year-old whose first driving lesson was on Sherwood Road and will soon be teaching my 15-year-old driving lessons on this very road. We do understand, once again, Sherwood is a public road and anyone at any time has the right to use it. However, we reside here. This is our home, future home sites of our children, and hopefully one day our grandchildren. I am voicing my concern of the safety issues that adding a business with additional vehicles utilizing the road daily may cause. We chose to raise our family here because of the stress-free environment and the serenity of getting away from the hustle and bustle of life. I am completely 100% pro-business. However, there are just certain businesses that do not belong in certain locations, this being one of them. We have many locations throughout Effingham that would be much more appropriate for this type of zoning and business. Egypt is known for its hunting clubs, fishing on local riverbanks, enjoying the local nature, historical cemeteries, and landmark, of which one cemetery is located on the back property of 810 Sherwood Road. I and many others feel placing a business here will take away from these values that we have grown to love. We are fearful that if one business of this nature is allowed, more will follow. Lastly, and my greatest concern, is on April 6, 2020, I sent an email concerning the traffic flow coming from 810 Sherwood Road, as well as the fact that the driveway has been extended. Once again, I've resided here for nearly 20 years, and the driveway to that property has never been an issue to the local farmers. I was informed that someone from the county had gone and visited the property and found no evidence of business taking place. However, as stated in a phone conversation with Mr. Hood, the vehicle that comes and goes, a Hunter Green Toyota Fuji, left not long after my email was sent to the county that day. Also, you will likely find not evidence of the equipment being utilized in this business outside the building. It would more commonly be found indoors, which is why they didn't see it from the road. However, the flow of traffic to and from 810 has to this day continued. My own children have witnessed traffic even as late as 9:30, 10 p.m. leaving the premises. The local farmers are very respectful of not working late hours, and it is not farm equipment that is coming and going. I have attached several photos of not only the vehicle I described entering and leaving the premises located inside the building, which is why it cannot be seen from the road, but also photos of actual work taking place inside the warehouse and equipment and storage being installed. I am asking you once again to deny this request. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else here that would like to speak against the rezoning?
Hello. I am Melissa Hall, and I live on Old Louisville Road, and my property joins 810 Sherwood Road. My concern, I am here for a denial, and my concern for the denial is in the first proposal that Mr. Ratchford, when it was I-1 industrial zoning, proposed 6 tractor trailers a day and 25 employees. That was then reduced to a minimal number. However, if the business needs that kind of traffic, tractor trailers and 25 employees, who is going to monitor if they are being obligated to the lease? Also, my question is, how is a business on Sherwood Road, a road that needs continuous maintenance from the county, a benefit to Effingham County? And that's my proposal.
Okay. Thank you. Is there anyone here that would like to speak against? Okay.
From Woodrow Hall, and my complaint is with this company coming in, at first they've had 6 tractor trailers coming in, and now they want to limit it. Who's going to watch the limit of what tractor trailers goes in, and who's going to watch all that? And the roads they're working on with the ditches is narrowing the roads on. And if they get 25 workers there, that's 25 more vehicles. And the road is still my concern. And I think it's just a hazard to the ones that live around it. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else here that would like to speak against the rezoning request? Is there anyone on the conference call line that would like to speak against the rezoning request? Okay. You like to say something?
To readdress. Again, as stated previously, I believe that the revised proposal has addressed all of the concerns brought forth by the opposition, including limiting deliveries to 6 o'clock p.m., limiting the traffic, the truck traffic to Class C delivery trucks, which is nothing more than a standard box trucks. It completely excludes 18-wheelers, prohibiting deliveries during extreme climate conditions, limiting the vehicle traffic to no more than 1 vehicle per employee, and also providing a bond to cover any road damage. Frankly, as I stated previously as well, I live on that road, and if there's
large truck traffic at 8, 9 o'clock, at 10 o'clock at night, I will complain myself. So I don't believe that that's an issue. And again, I believe that the majority of the traffic that is causing issue on that road is ATV traffic and not standard vehicular traffic. Again, we've provided covenants and lease restrictions within the lease that address all the recommended restrictions and stipulations with regards to the approval. We just ask for the B2 zoning to be approved.
All right. Without not hearing anything else from anyone, I'm going to close the public hearing at this time. I'm going to see what discussion the Board of Commissioners have, if any questions, concerns, or comments that they may have. So I'll open it up to the board now.
When I saw this come back up, I would say, I appreciate what you guys are trying to do. I really do. It's very kind of you to work so hard. I wanted to rally and get behind the mission as well, because I think it's a good thing if we can utilize this warehouse in a good way for this particular person. But, especially the circumstances that this lady's in. When I looked at the B2 zoning, I tried to find somewhere in the B2 zoning that would fit from what I heard from the leasee. The last time it was presented, it was going to be some warehousing and it was going to be some line assembly. And I didn't see anything in B2 that would even come close to that. The minimum zoning I found, unless I'm reading it wrong, was a B3 conditional that allowed for some light warehousing. I didn't see anything B2 wise. But the more I dug and was talking to staff, we had great staff here, and one of them spoke very wisely. And the first question was, does this meet our county plan? Does this meet our county master plan? And that's generally where I go first. And is there anything around it? Is there any adjoining parcels that have any type of zoning like this? And they're just not. And it just doesn't fit our master plan. What happens if we rezone this B2 and somebody sells around there? And what's going to prevent us from having to give them B2? We're going to set a precedent here. And I just don't think it's a good one right now, unless we revamp what we do. It's maybe rethink, why am I here? And I'm here to uphold the current ordinances and the current plan that we have. That's my job. That's the first and foremost. I want to do the right thing every day I'm here, every day I sit in this chair. But it has to align with the current ordinances and the plan that we have, and it just doesn't.
Okay, does anyone else have any comments they'd like to make? All right, hearing none, I'll echo what Commissioner Burdett said. I thought about this, and I know y'all put a lot of time into this. But the fact I keep coming back to is still opening that as a business district. At the last meeting, I said I definitely did not agree with industrial zoning, which I didn't, but I kept coming back to opening this up to an operating business, and that is a lot farther away than any of our planned zones with our comprehensive plan. So I agree with Commissioner Burdett. It's just hard for me, and I know it's a bad situation. I know the building needs to be utilized, but I still feel that I just still can't get comfortable with that, with allowing or going along with the rezoning, and that's where I stand. Does the board have any other questions, concerns for anyone? Okay.
Mr. Chairman, could we respond to any of this, or will you prefer? I realize that the public hearing is closed.
Public hearing is closed. Yeah, no more comments. So at this time, I will ask the board for a motion. And I'll make a motion to deny this rezoning request.
Second.
Commissioner Deloach made a motion to deny the request. Commissioner Burdette seconded the motion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, like sign. The motion for denial carries unanimously. So since this motion has been denied, there is no need for a second reading. So we will now begin. Our next item will be item number 3, public hearing. Consideration to approve an application by Wade Durance for a variance use located at 124 North Canucci Avenue to reduce the rear setbacks from 5 feet to 3 feet for an accessory building and from 15 feet to 6.5 feet for the primary building at 235 Canucci Avenue to allow an existing garage to be included on 124 North Canucci Avenue property, map number 330A, parcel number 11D in the 1st District.
All right, so in this case, the parcel has been built up over time with a variety of buildings, and I think it was originally under common ownership, and now the owners on each side are not family, and the applicant wants to have the property lines reflect the buildings and their ownership. And so this is really a matter of moving property lines just to accommodate buildings that have been accumulated over time. The problem we run into is the setbacks, and this is Meldrum, and lots are very small, and we run into this all the time in Meldrum. And so in this case, in order for the zoning administrator to sign the plat, we needed to bring it to the planning board and to you all to get approval for reducing the setback requirements. Now, the buildings are there, they're not proposed to be built, but in order to be able to move the property line and fit it in between the buildings, we're having to shrink our expectations for the setbacks. So we've laid out exactly what the changes are. The rear setback for the primary building will be 6.5 feet, and then the rear setback for the secondary building will be 3 feet. And the stipulation that we have is that this plat be the final word on it, but also that the owner of the other portion agree in writing, so that everybody agrees, if you all agree at least, that everybody, the 2 property owners agree, and this is all fixed once and for all.
Okay. Okay, this is a public hearing. Is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor of this request? Please state your name.
My name is Wade Durance. I'm the owner of 124 North Canucci Avenue. I'm just requesting to get the property lines moved as stated in the paperwork. The garage is part of my property, and since the property line as of now goes through the middle of the property, my mom she's the owner of 235. She has no access or no need for the garage at all. She's agreed with me that that should go with my property, and we're just asking to have the garage go to that property where we can sell and be able to get our new house and all that stuff. So.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else here that would like to speak in favor of the rezoning? Do I need to ask on the conference call each time? Okay. Is there anyone on the conference call line that would like to speak in favor of this rezoning? Okay, hearing none. Is there anyone here that would like to speak against this rezoning request? Okay, seeing none, is there anyone on the conference call line that would like to speak against this rezoning request? Hearing none, I will close this public hearing. I will open it up to the Board of Commissioners now for any questions or discussion.
I first want to thank staff for all the work we put into getting this done for the nurses. Also, the health board has helped us with this as well. So, if anybody knows anything about Meldrum, there's nothing that complies with Meldrum as far as our ordinances. So we have to do a lot of work with this, and I appreciate everybody's help.
Okay, any other comments or discussion? Okay, hearing none, I will entertain a motion at this time.
I make a motion that we approve the variance.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Floyd to approve the request. I have a second by Commissioner Loper. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those against, like sign. Motion carries unanimous. Moving on to the second reading. Consideration to approve the second reading of an application by Wade Durance for a variance use located at 124 North Canucci Avenue to reduce the rear setbacks from 5 feet to 3 feet for an accessory building and from 15 feet to 6.5 feet for the primary building at 235 Ogeechee Avenue to allow an existing garage to be included on 124 North Canucci Avenue, property map number 330A, parcel number 11D in the 1st District.
Make a motion that we approve the second reading.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Floyd to approve the second reading. I think I have a second by Commissioner Kiefer. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, like sign. Motion carries unanimous. Moving on to item number 5, public hearing. Consideration to approve an application by Chad Zittrauer as agent for Brooks Warnell's request to rezone 111.5 acres out of 264.3 acres located on US Highway 80 from AR1 to I1 for a surface mine, map number 354, parcel number 45 in the 1st District. Mr. Reese.
And as you said, this is a request to essentially extend the existing pit. We have reviewed this and added the usual stipulations for surface lines and recommend approval.
Okay, thank you. This is a public hearing, and at this time, I will open up the floor for anyone that would like to speak in favor of this request.
Good evening, Chairman and Commission. Chad Zittrauer with Kern & Company here representing Mr. Warnell. We have reviewed staff recommendations and concur with all of those. Just to point out, as was explained, this is an expansion of the existing pit. There is no new curb cut or anything to Highway 80. We'll maintain the same access point. So other than that, I'll be glad to answer any particular questions you may have.
All the traffic in that is off Highway 80.
That's correct.
Any other questions or concerns for Mr. Zittrauer? Okay. Thanks, sir. Is there anyone else here that would like to speak in favor of this rezoning request? Is there anyone on our conference call line that would like to speak in favor of this rezoning request? Hearing none, is there anyone here that would like to speak against this rezoning request? Seeing none here, is there anyone on the conference call line that would like to speak against this rezoning request? At this time, I will close the public hearing. I will open it up to the Board of Commissioners for questions or discussion. Hearing none at this time, I will entertain a motion for this request.
Make a motion to approve the application.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Floyd to approve this rezoning request, a second by Commissioner Burdette. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. Motion carries unanimous.
Mr. Chairman, before we move on, in your motions to approve, are you approving it with the stipulations recommended by the planning board and or staff?
Yes.
Just for
Yes,
clarification.
yes.
Yes?
Okay, moving on to item number 6, the second reading. Consideration to approve the second reading of an application by Chad Zerauer as agent for Brooks Warnell's request to rezone 111.5 acres out of 264.3 acres located on US Highway 80 from AR1 to I1 for a surface mine, map number 354, parcel number 45 in the 1st District. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the second reading.
Have a motion by Commissioner Floyd to approve the second reading, second by Commissioner Kiefer. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. Motion carries unanimous.
Thank you.
Well, item number 7 and 8 has been tabled to the August 18th meeting. So we will be moving to item number 9, public hearing. The Planning Board recommends approving an application by Beverly Weirdyke to rezone 1 acre located at 1875 Goshen Road from AR1 to AR2 to combine with an adjacent parcel, map number 435G, parcel number 21 in the 2nd District. Mr. Reese.
As you said, this is a request to recombine. The reason you have to do that, of course, is that each parcel has different zoning, so in order to combine them, you have to unify the zoning. And this will take it to AR2 as it's less than 5 acres. The recombination plat will be signed by the zoning administrator approved, and we recommend that you approve it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, this is a public hearing. At this time, if there's anyone here speaking, like to speak in favor of this rezoning request, you can approach the podium at this time. Seeing none, I will ask if there's anyone on the conference call line that would like to speak in favor of this rezoning request. Okay, hearing none. Is there anyone here that would like to speak against this rezoning request? Okay, seeing none here. Is there anyone on our conference call line that would like to speak against this rezoning request? Hearing none, at this time, I will close the public hearing. I will open it up, discussion up to the Board of Commissioners to see if they have any questions or concerns at this time. Hearing none, I will entertain a motion at this time.
Make a motion to approve alternative 1.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Burdette to approve the rezoning request. I heard a second from Commissioner Loper. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. Motion carries unanimous. Moving on to item number 10, the second reading. Consideration to approve the second reading of an application by Beverly Weirdyke to rezone 1 acre located at 1875 Goshen Road from AR1 to AR2 to combine with an adjacent parcel, map number 435G, parcel number 21 in the 2nd District. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the second reading.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Burdette to approve the second reading. I have a motion by Commissioner Loper to second the second reading. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. Motion carries unanimous. We have already addressed item 11 and 12 previously. We are moving on to item number 13, a public hearing. The Planning Board recommends approving an application by Vera Braswell to rezone 2 acres out of 29.12 acres located at 207 Newton Road from AR1 to AR2, map number 252, parcel number 8 in the 3rd District. Mr. Reese.
As you know, the zoning category for less than 5 acres is AR2, so we have to rezone. The applicants requested to rezone 2 acres to separate it, to split it out. And we've reviewed this and recommend approval with the stipulations that are listed in the report.
Okay, thank you. At this time, is there anyone here, well, excuse me, this public hearing, I'll open the floor at any time. Is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor of this rezoning? Yes, ma'am.
Giants. I'm Vera Braswell. I'd like to give this property to my granddaughter so that she can eventually build her home there. Right now, there is a trailer that she's staying in already on the property.
Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am. Is there anyone else here that would like to speak in favor of the rezoning? Okay. Is there anyone on our conference call line that would like to speak in favor of this rezoning? Is there anyone here that would like to speak against this rezoning? Seeing none present, is there anyone on our conference call line that would like to speak against this rezoning request? Okay, hearing none, at this time I will close the public hearing. I will open it up to discussion, questions or concerns to the Board of Commissioners. I don't have any questions about the request. Everything looks pretty straightforward to me. So I will make a motion to approve the rezoning request with staff and planning board recommendations.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Deloach, a second by Commissioner Loper. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, like sign. Motion carries unanimous. Item number 14, second reading. Consideration to approve the second reading of an application by Vera Braswell to rezone 2 acres out of 29.12 acres located at 207 Newton Road from AR1 to AR2, map number 252, parcel number 8 in the 3rd district. I make a motion to approve the second reading.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Deloach, a second by Commissioner Burdette. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. Motion carries unanimous. Moving on to item number 15. The Planning Board recommends approving an application by Clifford Miller to rezone 1.01 acre located at 357 Wallace Drive from AR1 to R1, map number 366C, parcel number 2 in the 3rd district. Mr. Reese.
Yes, so this parcel is 1 acre, but that was essentially grandfathered. The reason Mr. Miller wants to rezone it to R1, which will allow him more favorable setbacks for one, but also there is the possibility that if he were to want to tie into City of Springfield utilities, that might be an option for future development. But at this time, he wants to just rezone it, get more favorable setbacks, and move on with building a new home.
Thank you. Okay, this is a public hearing. I'm going to open the floor at this time. Is there anyone here that would like to speak for this rezoning? Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm Clifford Miller. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, I want to get this property rezoned so I can build a home. My oldest child is up in Tacoma, Washington right now. Her and her husband, he's currently serving. And they're coming back home in about 2 years. And I'm hoping that at that time we could possibly get the property split up so that they can build a home for their 2 kids along with them.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Is there anyone else here that would like to speak in favor of this rezoning request? Seeing none, is there anyone on the conference call line that would like to speak in favor of this rezoning request? Hearing none, is there anyone present that would like to speak against the rezoning request? Seeing none here, is there anyone on the conference call line that would like to speak against this rezoning request? Hearing none, I will close the public hearing. I will now open it up to the Board of Commissioners for discussion, questions, or concerns. I've looked over this and everything on this item looks pretty straightforward as well. I'll make a motion to approve with staff and planning board recommendations.
Second.
All right, got a motion by Commissioner Deloach, second by Commissioner Kiefer. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. Motion carries unanimous. Moving on to item number 16, the second reading. Consideration to approve the second reading of an application by Clifford Miller to rezone 1.01 acre located at 357 Wallace Drive from AR1 to R1, map number 366C, parcel number 2 in the 3rd district. I'll make a motion to approve the second reading.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Deloach, second by Commissioner Loper. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carries unanimous. Moving on to item number 17. The Planning Board recommends approving an application by Kay Hanberry Smith, agent for Cheryl Hanberry Dickey and Roberta Partain, to rezone 6.20 acres located on Keeper Hill Road from AR1 to AR2, map number 387, parcel number 20 in the 3rd district. Ms. Teresa.
This is a really simple split, and in order to do so, we must rezone it from AR1 to AR2. Staff have reviewed it and recommend approval with the stipulations in your staff report.
Okay, thank you. Is there, I'm going to open up the floor, since this is a public hearing. Is there anyone here that would like to speak for this rezoning? Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Kay Smith, and we just want to get it rezoned and let my grandson move on it.
Okay. All right, very good. Thank you very much. Is there anybody else here that would like to speak in favor of this rezoning? Is there anyone on the conference call line that would like to speak in favor of this rezoning? Hearing none, is there anyone here present that would like to speak against this rezoning? Seeing none, is there anyone on our conference call that would like to speak against this rezoning? Hearing none, I will close the public hearing at this time. I will open it up to the Board of Commissioners for any questions, concerns, or discussion. As Ms. Teresa said earlier, this is a very straightforward request here. I'm definitely familiar with the property. At this time, I will make a motion to approve the rezoning request with staff and planning board stipulations.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Deloach. I have a second by Commissioner Burdette. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. Motion carries unanimously. Moving on to item number 18, second reading. Consideration to approve the second reading of an application by Kay Hanberry Smith, agent for Cheryl Hanberry Dickey and Roberta Partain, to rezone 6.20 acres located on Keeper Hill Road from AR1 to AR2, map number 387, parcel number 20 in the 3rd district. I'll make a motion to approve the second reading.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Deloach, got a second by Commissioner Loper. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. Motion carries unanimous. Moving on to item number 19, public hearing. The Planning Board recommends approving an application by Lewis and Kimberly Lopez to rezone 2.51 acres located at 392 Blandford Road from AR1 to AR2, map number 432, parcel number 27 in the 4th district. Ms. Teresa.
This parcel is on Blandford Road, and at this time, it is zoned AR1, but doesn't, grandfather 2.51 acres. So the applicants would like to split that, and in order to do so and sign the plat, we need it to be rezoned to AR2.
Okay, thank you. At this time, I will open the floor for our public hearing. Is there anyone here that would like to speak in favor of this rezoning request?
Hello, I'm Kimberly Lopez, and she pretty much explained it pretty well.
Okay. All right.
Want 2 buildable lots, so.
Okay. Thank you. Is there anyone on our conference call line that would like to speak in favor of this rezoning? Is there anyone here that would like to speak against this rezoning request? Seeing none, is there anyone on our conference call line that would like to speak against this rezoning request? Hearing none, I will close the public hearing now, and I will open it up for the Board of Commissioners for any questions, concerns, or discussion at this time. Hearing none, I will entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve planning board and staff recommendation. Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Loper, a second by Commissioner Kiefer to approve the rezoning request. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, like sign. Motion carries unanimously. Item number 20, second reading. Consideration to approve the second reading of an application by Lewis and Kimberly Lopez to rezone 2.51 acres located at 392 Blanford Road from AR1 to AR2, map number 432, parcel number 27 in the 4th District. Have a motion.
Make a motion to approve second reading.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Loper to approve the second reading. I have a second by Commissioner Burdette. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, like sign. Motion carries unanimously. That is the last item on our planning board agenda. We have already went over our staff reports previously. There is no need for executive session, and there is no need to approve any executive session minutes from our previous meeting. So at this time, if there is no other business that needs to be attended to, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn. Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Loper to adjourn, a second by Commissioner Kiefer. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, like sign. We are adjourned.